Just 2 short months ago, if I told you that one day Jubilee MPs will call President Uhuru Kenyatta a dictator, you'd have probably called me mad. But that is precisely what happened yesterday after the very chaotic vote on the 8% fuel tax. Correction, there was no voting. The whole thing was just rigged in. Pap. Fuel tax imepita. Now 2 months is a very short time, extremely short. 2 months is not long enough to cross Kumekucha. It's too short a time. And this illustrates how rapidly, how quickly our politics are changing. Now when things are changing that quickly, it's very easy to get things wrong. And our mainstream media in recent times has been getting a lot of things wrong. Because you read analysis in the daily press, you just can't believe that these people are writing from Kenya, that they actually understand the Kenyan political scene. And as events unfold, you find that the analysis was very wrong. I'm sure many of you have many examples that you can give. And it's not only the daily press that are getting it wrong. Recently, I also got it very wrong. And I will tell you exactly how wrong I was immediately after the very brief upcoming commercial break. Don't go away. Now, before we came into this week, I did a video where I predicted that this week would be very explosive. And that, of course, panned out. Although that was pretty obvious. That was no big deal. But here is where I got it wrong, very wrong. I told you that going into parliament, there was no way the opposition, or rather the people opposing the 8% VAT on fuel, would carry the day. I said there was no way they were going to be able to get the numbers. And I told you we had done careful calculations here, and we realized they did not have the numbers. Well, I was very wrong on that one. Now you might be sitting there and wondering, Chris, what are you talking about? Fuel tax ilipita. Yes, it did. But where I was wrong is where I said that the people opposing this tax would not be able to get the numbers. Because the truth is, they actually got the numbers yesterday in Parliament. And that should be made very clear to Kenyans. Now, one of the reasons why over the years I've had a fairly good record in terms of predicting what's going to happen in future through analysis, those who are old on this channel will know we predicted the financial chaos that we're now entering into. We did this last year. Is that on the few times when I'm wrong, I do proper analysis to find out why I was wrong. I do a post-mortem. Where did I go wrong? Where did my calculations go off? And I want to share with you very briefly, the intensive post-mortem we did here on why I got that one wrong. Because I believe it will help all of us be able to see the future much clearer. Simply put, there are two assumptions we made that did not pan out. Assumption number one, whenever push comes to shove, legislators from the Mount Kenya region will always side with the executive. That was the first assumption we made. It was proved wrong. Assumption number two, if push came to shove, Luo Nyanza legislators will always side with Raila Odinga. Or to put it in another way, Luo Nyanza MPs will always go out of their way to ensure that Raila Odinga does not look bad. Again, that assumption was proved wrong. In fact, I can call both assumptions myths. Those two myths were proved wrong because now those are myths. Because what we saw yesterday in Parliament was extremely shocking. Legislators from the president's home turf go before a camera and they say in plain English, the president is displaying dictatorial tendencies and we in Parliament will not take it. Wah. You know what I did yesterday? Even after I had the statement, I went online and I looked for every clipping I could find just to confirm somebody didn't doctor what I saw. Folks, vindu vichenjanga, vindu vibadilikanga. The days of a rubber stamp parliament are over. And the new game in town is that legislators are saying, you in the executive do your things. We in the legislature will do our things independently. As I make this recording, there is a very serious effort to remove Justin Muturi as the Speaker of the House. Actually, the way things are going, I'll be extremely surprised if Bwana Muturi survives. Extremely surprised. And impeaching the Speaker is very easy, extremely easy, especially when that thing called tyranny of numbers vanishes, which is exactly what has happened in Parliament. And there are two other people who are in serious trouble. They're a bit more difficult to remove. Actually, they're very difficult to remove, but they're in serious trouble. And those are Aden Duale, leader of the majority, and John Mbandi, leader of the minority. These are the two gentlemen who engineered the walkout from Parliament, that actually made the situation worse. Now, anybody who is thinking that this was just emotions, as a result of being defeated yesterday, and that after Parliament comes back early next month, that these emotions will be gone, you had better think again. You see, last year, the vast majority of Kenyans suffered the pain and the anguish of being a victim of pap, where your vote means zilch, your vote means nothing. Where the script has already been written, the results have already been organized. So what you're doing is just an exercise in futility, because the results will remain the same, whether you vote or whether you don't, whether you vote in one direction or whether you vote in the other direction. Most Kenyans know that pain. It is a pain that goes even beyond the bones. Now, yesterday, the Jubilee side of Parliament, which has never known that pain, actually felt it. And I can assure you that pain will not go away. This is not the kind of pain you take 2 tablets of maramoja or headaches and lie down and within no time the pain is gone. No, this is not that kind of pain. You know, in human nature, there's another pain which is very difficult to go away, and that's the pain of betrayal. And that is why Julius Caesar, when he turned round and found one of the people who stabbed him in the back, was his very close friend Brutus. He uttered the following words: "Even you, Brutus, wacha tu nikufe." Translation: to Brutus, then die Caesar. Now this pain of pap, that was felt by Jubilee is close to that pain of betrayal. And that is not a pain that will go away tomorrow, or next month, or next year. The long and short of what I'm saying is that Kenya has changed forever. The bad news is that there are very hard times ahead, and there are very chaotic times ahead. That's the bad news. However, the good news is this: that terrible monster we believed would never be conquered in Kenya, called tribalism, has been conquered. And I don't think it will be able to come again into Kenyan politics. You know, I regularly talk to people on the ground, and I'm just amazed how people on the ground are talking. The way they are talking leaves no doubt on my mind that Kenyans have realized their mistake. Kenyans have realized that we're in this mess not because of politicians, but because of us, the voters. We knew what the Jubilee government had done between 2013 and 2017. Indeed, a man called John Githongo had called this Jubilee administration the most corrupt in the history of our country. But we, the voters, ignored that deliberately, and went to the polls shouting, "Kumira, Kumira." We went to the polls declaring, "Tano tena." We, the voters, also knew that there were very many people very senior within NASA who are extremely corrupt. We also knew very well that even the main financiers of NASA were very corrupt people who had gotten rich from embezzling taxpayers' money. But we ignored all that and we supported NASA to the hilt. We cheered them when the presidential election was overturned on 1st September 2017. But even after shouting "Tano tena," and NASA wow, we went back home and we slept hungry. The latest World Bank figures show that 17 million Kenyans, over 17 million Kenyans, live below the poverty line. They spend less than 65 shillings a day. Now do your math there, and you'll realize if you're spending that kind of money daily, it means that you cannot afford to eat every day. And then after we slept hungry, most of us Kenyans, yesterday, a bill was passed in Parliament and signed this morning that can only mean one thing: that going forward, we'll sleep hungry for many more days. If before we were sleeping hungry 3 days a week, going forward, it will be very difficult not to sleep hungry 5 or 6 times. Going by the way the standards of living have risen. Speaking to Kenyans on the ground, they have clearly realized the mistake we made. Tribe cannot help you. Hero worshipping a leader will not help. It will not put food on the table. What we should have done is that all of us should have joined hands. And we should have looked for a presidential candidate that loves this country very much and has a track record for sacrificing for this country. And we would not have cared about the tribe of that person. Now that one has always looked like a pipe dream in Kenya. But not anymore. I assure you, not anymore. Because in this life, there are many lessons that come to us that we can simply ignore, or fail to learn from them, or forget tomorrow. However, there's one teacher who will always get our attention here as humans. And that teacher is called a hungry stomach. And mark my words, going forward, that is the teacher who will rule Kenya. Until next time, this is Kshs, Kumekucha.